Okay. Hello, everyone. I have no idea what strange things Seth is going to say.
Thank you.
Thank you for the follow. I'm random main. Where you going, bonk? What? Anyway, what did the people over there at the say? Alright. I'll read more of that later. Anyway, yeah, we're doing another Seth video. Because why not? You guys seem to like it whenever we do. And Seth is interesting. He does give quite a bit of thorough analysis whenever he really likes a game. Also, he says some crazy shit. Anyway. Because I made random in Smash. I mean, that's fine. I don't remember who I mained in Smash. I haven't played Smash Ultimate in a long time. I think it might have been Captain Falcon or Ike. Possibly. Anyway, we're going to head into this. Are you ready, Fable?
Yeah, I think.
Let's see, what is this game?
Seth here. Considering I'm recording from the Balkan equivalent of City 17, the quality of this video may be just as bad as anything else I release. There's a rare coincidence that happens once and almost never. A publisher approaches me to cover something that I'm already reviewing. Developed by a single man in Lithuania, Intravenous 2 is one of the best tactical shooters I've ever played. Many of the events presume you've played Intravenous 1, which isn't a problem because he remastered the whole thing in the second engine.
Oh, that's really nice.
Start from there by playing the first game inside the second game, or else
it's giving me a bit of, with the covers, it's giving me Metal Gear vibes, but that's obviously not what's on attention.
Metal
Try to watch your reactions to how it feels to play. And you go, oh, well, that's nice to hear. I hope you like it. We react to a lot of things.
Metal Gear.
Yes, I know, Fable. Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
But this is giving me Hotline Miami vibes for the game.
Oh, man.
What I want to do eventually is get a bunch of VTubers on both sides and play Team Fortress 2 and have, like, little PNGs of all of us as the different classes.
Metal Gear?
No.
Shame.
Oh my
Damn
God.
shame.
doesn't make sense. Steve is a normal man living in the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth.
I want to do it, but I'd need money.
Lithuania has reached the Bronze Age. Polish innovation has endowed them with working toilets and knowledge of coal-based energy.
I thought they already had that.
And thematically, this game is colostomy core. After a night of heavy drinking, Steve walks through a shady alleyway with his brother before being attacked by junkies. His brother goes into a coma and dies the following night. The police find nothing, so Steve decides to take matters into his own hands.
I see.
Welcome to Intravenous. You're outgunned and outnumbered. Everything.
So that's
makes
why I'm
a
getting
sound,
Hotline
and a
Miami
single
vibes a little
trigger
bit.
pull is loud enough to alert the entire level. So,
Crazy.
unless you want your chest ventilated, you better be quiet. Druggy Ghetto, also known as my car park in East England.
Class
The
out for
first
me.
level
I want to
serves
be the
as a
NG.
tutorial to get your bearings. Arguably, normal difficulty is a 10-hour tutorial before you're ready to play the actual game. Mouse wheel controls your movement speed, allowing you to instantly change across different stances.
Let me guess,
the
to
faster
be stealthy.
you are, the more sound you make. At
Yep,
three notches,
just as I
we're a
thought.
good compromise and able to get the jump on enemies. Don't fall for my mistake. Notches 1 and 2 are marginally better, but the only reason you'd use them is if you're wearing Kevlar and a plate carrier, in which case you're not going to make it. Approaching someone from behind lets you perform a stealth takedown. Pressing E chokes them out, which can transition to snapping their neck with Q, or you can just cut their throat. This is much quicker, but makes them bleed out, which is a problem, as we often have to dispose of the evidence by dragging their body, and a bloody corpse leaves a bloody trail. You could choose to leave them unconscious at your discretion, which is incredibly noble, unless things go south and their friends find the bodies.
And then they wake them up.
And undo all of your efforts. In a Steve campaign, there's no reason to spare anyone, so I usually stack up the bodies and make up a backstory for why they should live or die. He didn't choose this life. He probably has a family. He paid $10,000 for a commission of Tali Zoravas Normandy.
What?
Inflated, larger than the solar system.
Dear God, Seth. Like, let me be honest. In Mass Effect, I do pick Tali because she's a sweetheart, and yes, she is hot. Whenever I play the game. But goddamn, Seth, I did not need to hear that.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. These kind of games, just like Seth, I like to gather up all the bodies and kind of put them in a crime scene. I like my crime scene to tell a story, you know what I mean?
No, I really don't, Fable.
You see the two guys I put together, they're actually in a secret relationship. They just couldn't be honest with each other. So sad.
I choose these people that I surround myself with somehow. I just want to. I just want to remind everyone who's watching this video, watching my stream, and myself as well, that I choose to surround myself with these certain people.
You're the one that told you came to me earlier. I was fine doing my own thing. You're like Fable. I'm like, sure, bud. This is on you more than anything. You're the one who
Yes,
invites me.
I am paying for my own crimes. Yes. Someone is in an argument. Oh, I wonder who. I wonder who's not in that. Anyway.
Hiding bodies is a fine art. Dark alleyways conceal your wet work. Dumpsters work in plain sight. But the most functional and reusable of all is the humble toilet. You're telling me every building has a room with one door and no windows? Excellent. Ledges and fences can be vaulted by pressing space or holding shift as you run towards them. The same goes for windows, but breaking them creates a lot of noise. They facilitate movement, but being waist high, they give up your position as well. Ventilation shafts are completely silent and let you navigate around buildings. Doors are deceptively creaky, but don't actually make any noise when opening or closing, except when you bash them open. Timing this with a passing patrol is an instant knockout. Enemies will leave a patrol route and investigate if they hear or spot something suspicious. This can be both a nuisance and an opportunity to lure them into the open. For example, I can leave a door open, switch off the lights, and hide in the closet. When a junkie comes to investigate the open door, he notices the dark room and tries to find the light switch. As he passes by, I burst through the closet, drag him to the bathroom, and curb stomp his face. However, most situations aren't so ideal. When there's no cover to be found, press Control to go prone. You can't attack while prone, but the trade-off is drastically reduced detection. Combine this by crawling under a bush in some darkness, and you're almost invisible. Provided you're right below them, you can also slide past security cameras. If you're ever unsure of how much noise you're making or how much light is on your character, you can always check the indicators on the bottom left. C is a non-lethal pistol whip. Holstering your weapon with H switches you to the best silent weapon in the game.
Your fist.
Ripped up, roided out body. Punching an enemy from behind is an instant knockout. 2 if you surprise them from the front or sides. Right click is a kick, which you can abuse by camping.
He's got some real strength.
Just be warned, enemies can also do it. Steve searches the drug den, but doesn't find anyone who killed his brother. This marks the main structure of the mission. Enter the scene, confront your target, and exfiltrate. Revenge is expensive, and we need money. Along the way, you can find secondary objectives, such as schematics, loose cash, jewelry, compromising material, and cryptocurrency. Unfortunately, every crypto wallet is at the end of its pump and dump, and every chat log only incriminates a low-tier Minecraft YouTuber at best. You might also encounter...
Dear God. Yeah.
Not wrong. I hate that he's not wrong.
I have no idea about the Minecraft scene. I don't really watch Minecraft YouTubers.
Here's the thing, Matt. Just because
I feel
I'm not
like
gonna give you like full details. Just know that there are some good Minecraft YouTubers, but a lot of them tend to be criminals. And for the sake of your video and for the sake of your sanity, I'm not going to get into it.
Thank you. I didn't want to get into it. So
just know that for some reason that game brings out the worst in people, and it's real stupid.
It's funny because I've only played Minecraft like 4 times in my life. It's
just supposed to be a game about building. Why does it attract the monsters?
On another note, yeah, cryptocurrency has not been doing well. It's kind of funny, at least to me.
I remember this one YouTuber I watched a couple years ago. It was a long time ago. Someone was just like, man, I wish I got into cryptocurrency when it was going big. This was when it was only Bitcoin, back when it first started. They're like, I wish I would have gotten into it so I'd have made money. I'm like, the fact that you say that bothers me because it always seemed like a scam to me, you know?
It kind of always was, but it's a point to where you were basically just... Like, if smarter people saw the writing on the wall and just kind of left when they, left before the whole gambling thing, because more or less now cryptocurrency is just a way for some people to steal from their fans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's depressing.
Because it's determined to have no real value. Anyway.
encounter the mini
It's
Uzi.
barely
If you want
alive.
new guns for later missions, you have to exfiltrate with them first. Explanation,
Oh.
you're doing illegal shit, so you probably need an unregistered weapon with a scrubbed serial number. There's unique weapons across every level, and it's a matter of personal preference. But I do hope that one day you'll discover the joys of a Ruger MK4. Master gave Dobby the blicky with a switch. Dobby is now a free elf. This is a good time to mention that Zed...
Dobby is now a free elf. He's got the...
Oh my god.
Okay, that one got me.
Automatically loots ammunition, and Tilda lets you cycle between different varieties for your current weapon. In this case, between standard 9mm and positive P over pressure. Reloading with R doesn't magically save bullets. It throws out your current magazine on the floor.
Ah,
and
we're
replaces
doing
it
manual
with whatever
reload.
You have. There's no time
And
to hand load ammunition. The magazine will make more of an echo to indicate how close you are to going dry. For added control, Alt cycles your fire mode. This is especially important to higher caliber rifles.
Oh, thank you, Quinn, for the resub. Seth, one of the best. Yeah, thanks, Quinn. Always good to see you. I know you can't usually come to a stream, but it's always very thankful. Especially when you do that. Anyway, as we're going into this. What else was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. I forgot my words after getting a subscription on this video.
Matt, you need to unlock the rack yet.
Oh my god, we do not need the rat cat.
We do need the rack yet, though.
But yeah, it's always good to see you, Quinn. And to all of you people, if you ever want to come by, you're free to, or, I don't know, check out the Patreon, like, do all this other stuff. The what? Oh, I'm doing a video. And why would I be interested in that? Oh, you mean the Discord? I mean, you can go over to the Discord and recommend me videos to watch. That makes it more likely that I'm going to see them and when I get the chance, react to them. And the thing Fable said. Oh, the rat gat. It's... This is Fable. He's a friend. He's talking about a gun made by a Skaven.
And those me, Matt. What are you on about?
Oh my god.
The enemy. Progress is kept by saves. These are limited permission, and you unlock more as you progress or reach a checkpoint. Honestly, I love the system. It forces you to live with your decisions and keep going. I've had
the Rattling Gunner
just because I couldn't go back on my mistakes. Pro tip, I got really frustrated with how I had to manually name each save file, which would reset after checkpoints. Turns out, I'm a knuckle dragger and had no reason to do that because F5 quick saves and F9 quick loads. Steve returns home empty-handed and receives an anonymous phone call, which isn't very anonymous at all because I can see their portrait. They call themselves the Accomplice, even though I can clearly see this is Kurt Cobain. But they've also lost loved ones, and the police have done nothing about it, offering Steve assistance in tracking down those responsible, and also access to a Jabka warehouse with enough guns to scare the ATF. This is incredibly convenient, but I'm not complaining because now we have access to loadouts. All the money you collect from missions can be spent on tools and weapon attachments. Each upgrade is a one-time cost, so you don't have to worry about dropping them in the field. According to the Accomplice, one of the men that killed his brother was spotted on CCTV. After 34 days of intense training, Steve deploys to his next mission. You can choose anything you want
33 days later.
But here's a recommendation. Guns are loud, and the only thing that comes close to silent is the Brugger and Fomet VP9. It's integrally suppressed. The original use was to put down sick animals, but it works on people too.
What?
It's chambered in 9mm.
I did not know that.
The only problem is the lack of ammunition. However, we can switch our mini Uzi to 9mm subsonic as well, giving us an extra 64 pulls of a trigger. Why do I like this gun? Because it's a one-shot silent kill from behind. But primarily, we won't be popping heads, just light bulbs, because once you hit tab, darkness becomes your best friend.
Night vision.
Night vision goggles are standard issue. Enemies might have flashlights, but they can't see in the dark. For gadgets, I take the HSR EMP to glitch out cameras without suspicion. The taser for non-lethal takedowns at range, and
he's really good at being stealthy.
Because I give up my non-lethal run halfway into each mission. Afterwards, I take a Kevlar plate. It's not that noisy, and each time you forget you're wearing it, you'll be glad you remembered. To be clear,
I can see that.
Between dying from 2 bullets instead of 1, but hey, every little bit counts. Additionally, armor lets you heal off damage. Red is your actual health. Getting shot turns it to yellow, which is potential health if you take a moment to recover. Please note, in the middle of combat, you do not have this luxury. The music gives you context clues to how you're doing. If you're incognito, it's calm and peaceful. It gets tense if a level is starting to get suspicious, and the moment an unsuppressed round is fired, the trap goes loud.
Damn. Good
Also,
music, though.
Steve knows how to pick locks now. This is called character development. It's fairly nice and silent, but you're vulnerable in the process. If you're in a hurry, you could choose to break the lock instead, making a bunch of noise in the process. Most locks are indoors, but there's also breaker boxes that let you kill the lights for an entire
kill the
building.
lights.
Unlike broken lights, power outages don't arouse suspicion, but they do force patrols to walk outside and flip back the breaker, during which time you can sneak inside or incapacitate them. The mission goes without a hitch. We find one of our brother's killers who leaks the location of another. First, we make sure he's telling the truth. Then, we ventilate him. We fail to find him, but stumble on his dealer, who says he's getting his supply from a serious operation by the nickname Shopkeeper. Following our second lead to a port warehouse, we find the man who started all this, the one who ordered the attack on you and your brother. After a heartfelt recollection, we send him straight to hell. Surprisingly, this doesn't improve Steve's mental health. The
Of course not.
sends Steve into a rage as he intravenously injects 50cc trenbolone acetate directly into his cock vein. This event unlocks his special perk, Die Hard.
Fueled by rage, Steve's reflexes said, "We're going outnumbered now. Slow down time." Oh.
Whenever you're outnumbered in a gunfight, your adrenaline kicks in, and you go
don't
into
need
slow
a rat cat.
Usually, this triggers at the worst possible time. So, not only do you have to die, you have to watch it in slow motion. Steve is understandably traumatized. I can relate to this. When I was 15, I landed on the dark web, and I saw so many Chinese industrial accidents that it left an impression on me.
Oh
This is
dear.
the equivalent of Illidan taking in the Eye of Sargeras. I was awakened to things I shouldn't know. Or maybe I'm overreacting, as everybody else took a different...
What? What is he referencing?
A World of Warcraft reference? Really?
I have no... I've never played World of Warcraft in my life. This is flying over my head.
I think he's literally referencing World of Warcraft lore, specifically the Warcraft games. I hate him. Bless his nerdy heart, but I hate him.
Do you mean the character or Seth?
Seth.
My friends would see a man cooked to a crisp from touching live electrical wire and send me a one-line response on Skype. Nerve gas. Unsatisfied, Steve vows to take down as many drug peddlers as possible with the help of his trusty accomplice. Once we pursue the shopkeeper, the game reaches its highest complexity. This is no longer low-end drug trafficking. This is organized crime. Accordingly, we don't have random goons. We have security details with Kevlar and automatic weapons. There's cameras everywhere, magnetic key cards for checkpoints, and every person on the map is radioed in. If they say a single word, the entire level is on lockdown. Stealth is heavily encouraged. In fact, it's your only option. You're playing the real game now, and there's nothing left to teach you. So let's finish up the story. Shopkeeper handles production, or at least he used to. Baker is responsible for distribution. However, he's the only one who expresses any remorse for his actions and promises a favor if you let him go. This is the one and only choice to spare someone in the first game, and I recommend you take it. Finishing your vengeance spree, you return to the peace of your domestic life and watch slop on TV. Then your apartment gets broken into by several hitmen sent to kill you.
Of course.
Despite the length of it, this is easily one of my favorite missions. Also, the song is a banger. The last one alive tips you off that he got the job from Empathetic. Shopkeeper, Baker, Empathetic. Everyone in this game works off ridiculous nicknames. What's next? Candyman? Sugar? Quasimodo? You try to call accomplice for answers, but the phone is dead. Steve is mildly stressed from his experience and has a quick smoke to clear his head. Baker is the only one that picks up. Grateful for your mercy, he gives you access to the black market and a new hideout, as he lies low and hides from his former colleagues. You assault Empathetic's restaurant and hold him at gunpoint. He refuses to break confidentiality, but points you in the direction of someone who can. An undercover cop knows where the hit came from, but his cover is blown, and he won't spill the beans until you wipe out the mob he's infiltrating. One hand washes the other. To nobody's surprise, you haven't been receiving the support of a benevolent millionaire. Instead, you've helped a crime boss wipe out his competition.
That actually makes perfect sense in this context. Yeah, he just basically helped a crime boss get his new, bigger organization running.
Mac, is your new crime name Quasimodo?
No, Fable. It's not.
She would know it.
Oh my god.
Your final objective? Kill
I swear to
everyone,
God, I
including
felt
the
like you just
accomplice,
looked at
but
me
not
like,
before injecting him
why?
with enough heroin that he can't
Oh, I
possibly
did.
hold a firearm.
Like I
Riding-
felt it. I legitimately felt it. Oh, buddy.
a dubious letter where your handwriting is visibly different from arrest. Regardless, the courts are paid off, and his crackhead wife lives happily ever after.
Oh.
At the very least, you've kept drugs off the street. Kids will no longer fall prey to Flintstone gummy vitamins or the dreaded Oblivicart, Booth of the Year edition. I just
What?
realized I explained the
What?
entirety of Intravenous 1 to contextualize the events of the second, when a
Yeah.
story is secondary and doesn't actually matter. What
Wait,
does
really?
matter is starting the second campaign on true difficulty, which
Oh.
doesn't mean arbitrarily harder. It means we've intentionally handicapped the AI for every other difficulty to prepare you for playing on normal.
Oh, dear
Drawing
God.
bodies make noise. Enemies notice missing patrols, react faster, and
Oh,
shoot
dear.
harder. Everyone
God.
dies quicker.
Oh.
Bleeding can turn you into a cripple, and you have almost no save files.
Oh my
Just
God.
As it was always meant to be. Sean is a normal, Bishonen protagonist living in the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth.
Bishonen
Your father,
protagonist?
Ivan
Are you
treated
kidding me?
I don't know.
as river blindness, but at $3
Let's go
to
back.
treat as a protagonist living in the Polish-Lithuanian Commonwealth. Your father needs ivermectin to treat as river blindness, but at $3 a pack for a one-time treatment that will completely cure
How
his
does that
condition,
sound?
he simply can't afford it.
I don't know why someone's doing something now this late at night. I have no idea. I'm sorry, everyone, if you're hearing noise.
Options, he decides to become a hitman for empathetic, only taking
Okay.
the jobs that he feels are morally justified. Your first
Morally
objective is to kill a
justified.
construction contractor that keeps scamming people by embezzling their money, asking for more to finish the job, and ghosting them when no more can be paid. This is exactly like gypsies in the Baltics. And call me
What?
prejudiced, but if it was me, you wouldn't have to pay me. Next, you're told to liquidate a politician who's allegedly involved in child trafficking. However,
Oh.
the hit goes wrong. Confronting the man, you find no evidence of the charges. You've been fed bullshit to kill a rival politician. You
Oh.
back out of a job only to find out your dad has been kidnapped. You're being blackmailed into killing people, and if you don't comply, they'll kill your father. By chance, Sean encounters Steve. Both of their names alliterate to SS, a reference to the Schutzstaffel. They form a dynamic
Oh my
duo.
God.
Steve is an infamous anabolic roid hog that single-handedly wiped out free mobs.
I feel like
and Sean
Seth really
has
loves this
glass
kind of
bones,
stuff.
paper skin,
Oh,
severe
yeah, he likes
anemia,
these
and
strange
never
indie
a cure
games.
for his asthma. Together, they're gonna find Sean's dad, and maybe
Like,
somewhere
he
along the
finds
way,
all
they'll
these strange games, and all I can ask is how and... Well, how? Like, there's so many games I would have never heard of if Seth didn't, like, make a video on them. Let's be honest here, people. Maybe if
I
you
mean,
could...
there's another YouTuber named, I think it's the Iron Pineapple. He does like long form content sometimes of him finding Souls-like games on Steam, and a lot of them are either good or really bad.
Yeah,
It's no one knows how he does it. He just does it.
sometimes I find indie games just on Twitter all the time. It just happens. But on that, how should I put this? I find them randomly on Twitter, and then I usually look into them, and I just never have time to play them.
discover
Even
their
when they
feelings
release.
for each other. It's worth mentioning there's light RPG mechanics where you get better at something the more you do it.
Oh.
Lock picking, load bearing, reloading, and recoil control for differently sized guns. Steve is
Oh, so are you
combat
controlling
seasoned.
both?
Sean is the equivalent of a polio victim in Treblinka. Naturally, he serves to benefit from
Oh,
Steve's
right.
experience, but Steve has only just met him, so you have to build up trust between missions by sparing targets and avoiding bystanders such as civilians and public officials.
I
That's
see.
the new feature of Intravenous 2. Mixed populations. There's civilians and
Oh.
combatants. Some
Oh,
would argue
no.
they're the same thing. But Steve doesn't like you harming innocents. Wait, Steve, what exactly is your fatality rate? Dad might die if I don't comply with the kidnappers, but he's not exactly going to train my stats. And, worst comes to worst, our medical fees have just gone down. Sean takes the blackmail contracts and fumbles them, while Steve takes side missions to investigate their identity. Between missions, you return to your incel warehouse, where there's nothing to do except knock out lights with a soda can and watch whatever's on TV.
What? What the hell is this? Where does Seth find
After
this stuff?
rescuing your dad, he's also in the hideout, so you can continue to disappoint him. I freed you, Papa. You're my captive now. We give him control of the TV, and
You're
he's
my
already happy
captive
about
now.
that. However, he doesn't realize you can
Christ,
skip adverts and watches them in their entirety. Most parents would be like, let go of grudges. Come back, my boy. Your dad just encourages you. Honestly, he doesn't even mind that you're a hitman. Things really are different in Poland. Life has no value because death is meaningless. You just respawn at the nearest Biedronka. Anyway, we find a politician
I know
responsible
nothing
for
about
these
Poland, I'll
shenanigans
be
and
honest,
put him
besides a
down.
bit of
Sean
history.
cries softly from realizing it's all over, but his
All I
face
know from
stings
Seth
from
is
the lip
that you
filler. Instead of
just
planting a kiss,
revive
Steve
every so
wraps Sean
often.
in his bear-like embrace, and they get married. The end. Mechanically, there's a lot to love about this game. Every system blends in on itself, and once you understand the enemy AI, it becomes a beautifully controlled chaos. Enemies don't know where you are. Where they think you are is your last visual sighting and any source of noise. For example, I could kill the lights, shoot
The
the
AI
group,
is
and
really well
jump out
made in
the
this
window.
game, then.
As a second group loops around to flank me, they're hit by blind fire from a first. If they take losses, they'll become more cautious. Instead of following you into your kill corridor, they'll use their superior numbers and camp outside. There's a couple of anomalies here and there. If you turn off a light in an occupied toilet, the guy gets suspicious, turns the light back on, and continues shitting. But generally, it's incredibly competent. Both campaigns are sick. There's a reason this game is so highly rated. It's not that long and very replayable. The writing is serviceable, but it's never the focus. Although, at one point, Sean does swallow a GPS tracker, and that's relevant to the story. So that's pretty cool. I knew a guy who did something similar, except instead of a GPS, it was other men's semen. I could go on for another 10 minutes discussing every loadout.
Alright
every
then,
weapon,
Seth.
and whether an infrared laser combined with a 9mm
Lights
caliber
making
conversion
these
is worth the
jokes.
money.
I don't
The
get
short
it.
answer to which is yes. To save you the time, the optimal build
Some
is to
people
go
like that
full
comedy.
unarmed with one taser
I guess.
and electrocute your testicles.
Wait,
In
what?
summary, it insists upon itself. 0 out of 10.
It insists
In all
upon
seriousness,
itself.
This is a game with a microphone slider, so you can attach a
Yes,
$1
just
Xbox
like
clip-on
the
microphone to
Godfather
alert
and
the entire level.
freaking Final Fantasy 13.
It's amazing. I
You can put a
thoroughly
microphone
recommend
in this.
Intravenous 2, which will be going on a 33% sale. And I doubly recommend the remaster DLC, which is probably on a 20% discount.
Huh,
Together,
nice.
they come to about $22 US, or the price of 6 packs of Marlboro Red here in Bosnia. I've already put 60 hours into this. It's worth it. As always, more content to come, so stay tuned. A warm thanks to the many members of the Merchants Guild, generously funding and bankrolling these videos. You're all truly wonderful. Have a good one.
There's also a lot of good sprite work as far as I can tell. He has so many members, that's kind of crazy. This music is very good though. I'm accelerating a little forward so we don't miss anything, but yeah.
I think nothing but members.
Yeah, holy shit, man. He's got a lot of members. Anyway, on that note, what are your thoughts on that game, Fable?
Well, it's fun. It has potential. I'm not really a fan of the Hotline Miami style shooters, but
Yeah,
if you're
but
into it, go for it.
I mean, it's perfectly made for those people who did like Hotline Miami but wanted more.
Yeah.
So it's always nice that more of those people who like those games get more of them.
Yeah.
Anyway, I want to say thank you all so much. If you like what we're doing here, well, you know, check out our stuff. Fable's been reacting to Trench Crusade over on his channel, which, yeah, you can check him out.
I hate it
Why do you hate it, Fable?
because I just want to react to the Black Grail. Whatever I do, everyone's gonna be like, "Fable, stop liking this stuff." I'm like, no, and then it's gonna be bad.
Anyway.
Okay, just ignore that.
Anyway, thank you all so much.
Rude.
If you like what we're doing here, you know, like, comment, subscribe if you really want to. And I'm gonna go, I don't know, do some stuff. See you guys later. Bye-bye. And take care of yourself.